Your cat is watching you right now, or was just a moment ago. That quiet stare from across the room, the one that lingers a second too long before finally looking away. You wonder what it means, and whether it means anything at all. Because cats don't speak. They don't wag tails or fetch balls or wear their hearts where you can find them. They simply exist near you, silent, self-contained, mysterious. But what if that silence is the language? What if your cat has been speaking to you every single day in behaviours so subtle that most owners miss them completely? What if behind every quiet moment are 5 specific signals, each one carrying the same 3 words? Not the way humans say it, not with sound, but with instincts older than domestication itself. Signals written into feline DNA, used only for those who have earned something rare. Complete trust. In the next few minutes, you will learn to hear what has always been said. Number 3 is the signal everyone sees, but almost nobody truly understands. And number 5 is how you know this love is permanent. How you know it did not begin recently and will not end with time. Let's begin with the first word in this silent language. The slow blink. Your cat looks at you, and then very slowly the eyelids drift downward, hold for just a moment, and rise again. 1.5 seconds of deliberate stillness. Most people assume the cat is tired. That assumption misses essential. In the wild, direct eye contact between animals signals imminent aggression. Predators lock eyes before a strike. Prey locks eyes to track approaching danger. For a cat to willingly close its eyes in front of another living creature is to lower every single defense in one deliberate motion. Researchers call it the feline smile, but it is far deeper than simple contentment. It is chosen vulnerability. When your cat slow blinks in your direction, it is making a conscious decision. It is saying, I trust this presence enough to be completely unguarded. A study from the University of Sussex confirmed that cats are significantly more likely to approach a human who returns that gesture. Blinking back is not mimicry. It is a response in a conversation that has already begun. Tonight, when your cat looks across the room, soften your eyes and blink back slowly. Let your lids fall and rise. Hold the stillness. If your cat blinks in return, something real has passed between 2 living creatures. That exchange has a name. It is called trust. The second signal is physical and deliberate. Your cat approaches and presses its forehead firmly against your hand, your leg, or your face. Sometimes a quick, firm contact. Sometimes a long, slow press along the cheek. Most people interpret this as hunger. That interpretation is completely mistaken. Cats carry scent glands concentrated around the forehead, cheeks, and chin. When those areas make contact with you, they release pheromones that mark everything touched as safe, familiar, and claimed. In wild feline colonies, this behaviour only occurs between animals that share the deepest possible bonds. Between those who sleep side by side and defend each other without hesitation. When your cat presses its forehead against yours and holds completely still, it is performing an act of permanent claim. It is memorizing the chemical signature that belongs to inner circle, building a recognition pattern alongside every creature it has ever chosen to protect. The message written in that moment is precise. This one is mine. This one carries my mark. This one is kept. Notice where the contact happens. The face is the highest expression of this signal. The hand means acceptance. The leg means acknowledged presence. The closer to the face, the deeper the trust behind the gesture. The third is the signal that causes the most confusion. Your cat rolls onto its back, soft belly fully exposed, every muscle relaxed. Something instinctive makes you want to reach down and make contact. Sometimes you do. And sometimes the response is immediate defense. That moment of contradiction is one of the most misread signals in existence. A cat's belly is its most vulnerable point. Every vital organ sits there with almost no bone protection. In the wild, exposing the belly to a predator means certain death. The instinct to guard that area runs deeper than almost any other drive. So when your cat rolls over and holds that position near you, it is not extending an invitation. It is demonstrating that your presence feels worth the exposure. The message is not, touch this. The message is, I trust this enough to be completely open. The correct response is to witness it without reaching in. To let the cat remain exposed and unchallenged and breathing without tension. When that happens consistently, something shifts. The cat learns that this presence holds power and deliberately chooses restraint. That quality is extraordinarily rare. Over time, and entirely on its own terms, the cat may allow brief contact, but that allowance must be granted through patience, never assumed through force. The difference between those two approaches is the difference between tolerance and genuine trust. 3 signals, each one a quiet declaration made without a single word. Most owners pass through these moments every single day without ever grasping what they mean. But the language is becoming clear now, and what remains are the 2 signals that carry the deepest weight of all. The 4th will change how you understand your place in your cat's world. Not as a provider, not as a roommate, as something the cat has decided deserves genuine protection. And the 5th signal reaches back further than memory itself, back to the very first hours of warmth, back to survival. You find the 4th signal waiting in the morning. On the floor near the door, sometimes on the pillow. A toy, a scrap, occasionally something far less pleasant. Always placed with obvious intention, always positioned for discovery. Most people feel confused or vaguely horrified. The actual meaning runs much deeper than the surface reaction. In wild feline colonies, experienced hunters return with prey for those who cannot hunt, for kittens still learning survival, for the vulnerable who depend on the capable. This behavior is not performance. It is one of the deepest expressions of care in the entire feline world, reserved entirely for those the cat has decided are family worth sustaining. Your cat has observed the way you move through the world, the struggle with containers, the absence of any real prey drive, the clear dependence on systems the cat cannot understand. From that perspective, the conclusion is straightforward. This particular human would not survive without assistance. So the cat brings something, not as a gesture, as genuine provision. When it happens, acknowledge it with calm stillness. Your cat is not performing for approval. It is fulfilling a role it chose and assigned to itself. The role of the one who ensures a valued family member does not go without. The fifth signal is the one that never fully stops. Your cat settles close, eyes softening, and begins to press its paws in a slow, deliberate rhythm. Forward and back. Forward and back. People call it making biscuits. But the real origin of that motion goes back to the very beginning of life. This behavior begins on the first day of existence. Newborn kittens knead against their mother while nursing. The pressure stimulates essential flow. But beyond the physical need, the motion creates something that outlasts infancy. Warmth, containment, the absolute certainty of continued survival. For a kitten, kneading does not only mean nourishment. It means the world is safe and all danger is distant. When your adult cat performs that same motion against your body, it is reaching back toward that original sensation. Your presence has become so deeply layered with safety that the oldest response in the cat's entire nervous system is triggered. The rhythm is identical. The feeling is identical. Your presence has become indistinguishable from the earliest comfort ever known. A slow blink can be offered to a stranger. A head bunt can be shared with a visitor. A gift might be brought to more than one person. But this kneading, this specific, trance-like, rhythmic pressing, only occurs with those who have replaced something irreplaceable. Only for those who have become home. Years from now, when the body has slowed and the eyes have dimmed, this signal may be the last one standing. The strength will fade, the movement will slow, but the pause will still find the rhythm. Because the love embedded in that motion does not diminish with age. It was decided long ago. And that decision was final. 5 signals. 5 ways of saying the same 3 words without producing a single sound. A slow blink held across a quiet room. A forehead pressed with deliberate stillness. A belly exposed to someone deemed worthy of that level of vulnerability. A gift left as an act of genuine provision. And a rhythm that began at the very start of life and found its way to this moment. You may have recognized all 5. You may have only identified one. But if any of these moments have passed between you, then something has already been said. The love was never absent. It was never withheld. It was simply spoken in a language most people never took the time to learn. Until now. I want to ask you one thing before you go, and it is not about metrics or subscriptions. Think about your own cat and tell me in the comments which of these 5 signals you recognize most clearly. Not for this channel, for the person scrolling right now who believes their cat feels nothing toward them. Your experience might be exactly what changes that belief. If decoding what your cat communicates is something worth continuing, subscribe to PurrScience. Every week, one behavior gets examined fully. Next week, why your cat follows you into the bathroom, and why closing that door creates a rupture in the bond you have just spent this entire video learning to understand. See you then.